Nowruz, this word means the solar new year, which for Iranians and many Persian speakers around the world means the beginning of spring and the new year, which they celebrate. In the final hours of the year and the transition to the new year, they set a table with symbols rooted in history, which is called the Haft table. On this table, greens symbolize rebirth and growth, apples symbolize love and health, garlic symbolize the removal of disease, coins symbolize financial advancement and progress, elderberries symbolize love, vinegar symbolize acceptance of life changes, and sumac symbolize patience and tolerance, so that the new year is full of these 7 symbols. Next to this table, colored eggs and other things are placed that have the same meaning and symbol in each geographical region. On this table, red fish stands out in a tank, which is one of the main pillars of the Haft table. In this section, we will look at the production and distribution cycle of red fish, where it reaches the table and this fish tank and becomes the share of each family, along with Haft and the solar new year. Goldfish entered the life cycle of Iranians thousands of years ago, and during the Sassanid period, according to historical remains, it can be seen, and gradually, alongside the Haft table, it has become a symbol of the peace of life.
This is the place where the spawning fish are kept. After they are ready to spawn, we transfer them to earthen ponds where they spawn and separate them for breeding in the new year.
Today, goldfish are produced in this way. First, the spawning fish are propagated in these ponds and then transferred to large earthen ponds.
In this pond, we size the fry and bring them to a weight of 150 grams or 200 grams. In the spring, when the warm water fish arrive, we transfer them from here to larger ponds for breeding and presentation to fish markets. The threads that we have strung here on the pond are to prevent birds from entering the ponds and hunting the fish, and to prevent fish-eating birds from eating the fry. This water pumping that you see is for aerating the fish pond. When the volume of fish in the ponds is high, the oxygen in the water decreases. We turn on these devices and oxygenate the water, which also helps the fish digest their food. We collected the goldfish that you see inside the net from a small pond and kept them inside the net so that customers from other cities can come and buy as many as they want. We count them and deliver them to them to sell to people for Eid. This food is also extruded food, which is also called cooked food. we give this food to them. It is a very economical and useful food that affects the growth and color of the fish. There are several types of goldfish: goldfish, red catfish, caligo fish, blackfish, and other breeds. In this area, we usually raise mostly goldfish, redfish, and koi.
قوم اون مسیرت ولی ما خودمون بیشتر ماهی گلفیش و
After being reproduced, it is distributed to small vendors and separated, making it available to shopkeepers for different tastes.
We buy these fish from breeding ponds. Here, the black and three-tailed fish are separated, and the red and goldfish are separated and kept together in a tank and oxygenated until a customer comes and buys from us. Shopkeepers buy more goldfish and red fish because there are more buyers for Haft sin. These are reproductive fish that are usually kept for spawning the following year and from which fry are taken. We keep the better breeds here and transfer them back to the ponds.
Then it is purchased by people and placed in small glass jars to be placed next to the Haft sin table as a symbol of splendor and grandeur for families to welcome the new year together and celebrate and begin the beginning of spring. After Nowruz, the fish that survive are either kept for the next year, kept in aquariums, thrown into rivers, or delivered to fish producers until the next new year. A story that is repeated every year to keep this ancient tradition alive for several thousand years. The convergence of humans and fish has its roots in ancient human history and is very enjoyable for children of this generation and teaches them how to care for animals. This beautiful symbol is bred in millions of pieces every year and has a large turnover for rural people and has created a lot of racial diversity. This was the story of the redfish in Nowruz.